investments towards the tech, upcoming population towards the old. But here we have Africa, here we have Southeast Asia, which also apparently, from the research I did, seem to be the most enthusiastic to adopting the cryptocurrency. I'm going to post a tweet that I made with my personal account. It's just of population growth, but you can relate that, the graphs, to which regions of the world are really taking cryptocurrency over. And I think that is just going to be huge. I don't think Africa is there yet. We're not yet ready, because one thing we also have to take into account, other than the numbers looking good, is the cultures, the norms, the digitalization and infrastructure. I don't think we're there yet. Asia is where it's at now. Like, I was looking at Korea specifically. These guys have gaming cafes. They have, they just love gaming altogether, you know? And I guess, not to go too much of a tangent, I welcome you here, mistress. You are welcome.
No, go down that tangent because earlier Yanda was talking about AI in languages. So you're not on a tangent. You're absolutely correct. Remember, we are business owners and we have to go and meet people where they're at. So if you are a business owner of a gaming platform, then why are you not actively utilizing AI translation to be tapping into that Korean market where gaming is the top three? Why are you not tapping into the Asian market where comics is in the top three? So again, you're not on a tangent. You're absolutely 100% on point. Because again, the goal of having this Thursday space is utilizing the tools that helps propel your businesses forward. So yes, we can still have the conversation on whether or not it's good or bad, right? But at the end of the day, we're here to make money. We're here to be socially responsible with the profit that we make. And it's about utilizing the tools that propel you forward. So it's not a tangent.
Oh, this is going to be an awesome conversation. I saw Michael and Imagine have their hand raised first. Let's respect that order. We always respect order on Yay Space. I'm biting my tongue because I also want to jump in, but let's go to you, Michael.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. First things first, very, very good topic. I like this particular topic, and I like the fact that we are discussing about Africa today, because I'm a founder who's trying to actually introduce blockchain technology into Africa in the finance space. So when you look at the Africa economics, you could tell like our GDPs are very, very low due to the trust system within this African community. Now, when you see what the blockchain technology can actually do in terms of fixing data, it would fix a lot. I actually raised my hand there because I wanted to go or challenge what Astro was saying into saying Africa is not there yet. Now I would come from the aspect of blockchain technology. The first thing blockchain technology was able to fix is currency, basically money, where the introduction of blockchain, Bitcoin, came into play. Now, in this particular fix, and after this fix, if you notice, Africans are actually the ones who are mostly adopting it, stating from a fact, with Nigeria on data. Now, within this particular growth rate of this particular adoption, in terms of this technology, you could see that Africans are in the space of wanting to, take charge of their own finances. And with this, we are supposed to see like a whole lot of increase within this particular space when you're talking about like the GDP growth or interesting technologies that are coming up within the African space. Now, what I would say is I actually really wanted to invite my CTO, Mr. Ifeanyi, who is actually on the space, goes by the name Ned Django, to explain more on the tech aspect on what smart contracts could actually do for this particular space and for Africa in terms of utilizing this particular blockchain technology to achieve like a whole lot of things. I feel like we could actually become a creator economy within this web evolution and with where we are going to, in terms of AI, in terms of the metaverse, production. Because just like Mistress was saying earlier, there's something that AI can do for borrower activities. When we get into this point of getting this particular technology to integrate with smart contracts. That I'm talking about AI and smart contracts working hand in hand, to achieve a very, very sustainable source or way of credit facilities. If, for example, we're coming from that particular topic. Now, there's a whole lot we can actually achieve, and I feel like Africa is very, very well positioned in this space because we are an emerging market. That's one point, and the second point is like we are very, very open for like a lot of investment opportunities if there is a trust system that can be put in place. And with blockchain technology, every single thing can be tracked. So that's just my 2 cents, and I just wanted to drop that in.
I was just going to drop that. Yeah, Africa's had a lot of alligated materials such as copper in the last about 4 years ago, or a little over 4 years now, and they're going to grow and explode. But you got to watch the ethics because while you refer to Africa, it is multiple countries.
Well, I was referring specifically to the continent. And again, when we're talking about these other countries like Korea, Africa, and we're talking about population and where it's increasing and where it's declining, what does that have to do with AI, bots, and data? Well, think about it. Data is the number one traded commodity in the world. If you have less of a population, then you have less data to trade, right? If you have an increased population, you have more data to trade. You have more of a user base to utilize those services and train your AI in order to maximize profit. We've got to have that mindset. I am a person that believes that there's a social responsibility aspect to profit, but we're here in this space for profit. And, you know, one of the things I really, really want to keep hammering with Yanda, when you say trust, then think about the trust network because that goes hand in hand with what Yanda has been building, the work that she's been putting in for over a year. We had a conversation a couple of days ago where now this 6 a.m. space is highly competitive. But who was the first person really doing that 6 a.m. space? It was her, right? So when you're getting this knowledge is here not as an argument or a pro or a con. It is simply to say, hey, this is what's out there, this is what's happening, and are you, as a business, meeting your audience where they're at? And so we have to start looking at things on a global scale as a business owner, a global scale. We can't stay in the bubble. We have to take a look outside of it to make sure we're maximizing that profit so we can be socially responsible with what we do with that profit.
I 100% agree with that. And one thing I did notice is the businesses that are emerging uh, in gaming, which help you better penetrate a market, right? You're thinking internationally. We're all working internationally. And for example, for Astromas, we realized, wow, the Brazilian community love us. They just happen to do so. I'm not sure if they like space exploration, mining. I'm not sure what it is they like, but they like that. That's what the data says. But voila, there's a language barrier. These guys are talking Portuguese. And I guess they have what, 11 million crypto wallets? I'm not sure which data I was receiving from a guy who works to help games penetrate that market, localize their product, get them into local influencers and things of that nature. He mentions an outstanding number, and I realized, wow, these guys have their own thing going on down there, which is exciting. And we all have to be thinking in that light, especially as marketers, especially as business developers. Where do you want to penetrate? What are their norms? What do they celebrate? What is the profile of the individual who will somewhat consume my product? And how best can I tailor it to suit them? What time should I be posting? It's as simple as that. Now, Michael, you actually sound like an African. Let me say that. Are you from Africa?
Yes, I'm from Africa. I'm from Nigeria, to be specific.
Ah, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I could hear that in your accent. I'm also African too. You
No.
know, when I say we're
Mm,
not yet ready, I'm not
mm,
talking about the people. I talk to everybody in the streets, especially those who are of their youth and they're thinking of different avenues of earning money. And that seems to be
nice.
coming from the online space. We're no longer looking at commuting to the CBD in a suit to only earn $300 at the end of the month. We're exploring different avenues. When I talk about the people, I understand very well with free education that our governments have instilled, we have the skill set, right? But I'm talking about the infrastructure. There's some places in Africa, even Nigeria, where you don't even get internet. You're always on and off. True or false? That infrastructure is not yet there. The people have that tenacity, they have that will spirit, they have the youth. You know, I always talk about our neighboring country here, Uganda, which is 80% youth. How lovely is that demographic? If you are selling games, 80% are youth. Like, most likely it's the young who are going to play the game other than the old. In Japan these days, they're training old people how to play games. I'm not sure how that's going to go. It's a good retirement activity. But most likely, you know, it's the young that are going to play your game. It's the young that are the market, like Mistress had put it. But I'm talking about the infrastructure. Yes, we're looking at different avenues of earning, getting fiat, getting involved in the trade, escaping the financial loopholes that are very evident in our continent. We, as the people, are looking at that, but we're not really doing that with much support. The infrastructure is still very, very laggy. You know, I'm blessed to come from Kenya. We're a digital nation. You can get internet, 5G network anywhere here. But if I go to Tanzania, just down south, that's not the case. That's not the case. Their priorities are on other things, you know, nation building,
And I just wanted
building
to
road.
throw, I just built a template for everybody while the conversation was going on. This is really, really good because it connects us to the global economy and to the world. And so as you'll see on your screen, this is a AI 4K AI bot. While everybody was talking, I was showing you how to put your solutions together. So I've named this as a Twitter Spaces live training template. You put your language, you put what you want here, and then here is where we start to build out the words that we want the bot to say. And so you just type cut and paste from anywhere where what you want this bot to say. But in addition, do I want her to have an empathetic English accent? Or do I want, so when I start to look at all the dialects and I say Africa, and I'm just going to put in Africa, and I don't even know if that's going to pull anything. Oh, look here. So now we
Hold on,
have,
hold on. If you're listening and you want to follow what Yonda is doing on the Jumbotron, I pinned the because she's doing it live in Twitch, guys, so you can see her screen. So just tap on the Jumbotron. You'll see where it has the AI bots with the lady. That's actually the template that she's creating right now. You can tap on that and you could see the live display. Sorry, Yonda.
I think Michael wants to jump in. Go ahead,
I'm
Michael.
sorry, and I was
Yeah,
just
like
going to put, so if you go ahead and you change the language here on your screen, then we have a natural African, so a female voice. But if I don't want a female voice, I just unclick this here. So again, this is a free link that I gave you all so that you're able to go in and just build you 5 slides. And it may be a minute, but now I'm going to publish this and now it'll be available. I didn't add any scripts in here or any conversation. I did more video. So I just want to play it and see what it does. This might be a 60-second video or less. But you go in and you hit play, and then it creates that for you. You want to name your title here, and that's it. So, as you all were talking, I was putting together solutions slide one, slide two. I didn't add any gestures, but you'll see I did a circle bubble here, and all these are videos in the background. You can add other templates in here so that it makes it simpler for you. And you can get, again, right here, any language. Pick one and create your bot to connect with your target audience. And I gave y'all that free link. Okay, I'm quiet. Go ahead, mistress.
No, don't be quiet. Now again, on the jumbotron, if you swipe and you go past the live training screen, you're going to see the second pin tweet, which is the Everything Metaverse, my affiliate links for today's live training session. And if you go down those links, make sure you either screenshot it or you're copying and pasting. Hold on to those links because they come with a free trial. And as a business owner, you can navigate to the one that you want that works best for you. But again, we need to cultivate that global scale mindset, right? Because crypto has no borders, right? And if we're not preparing our community, if we're not preparing our business model to think on a global scale, this is the time to start. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Michael.
Yeah, I just wanted to add like this Astro, just to take a point from what you were saying earlier. So I think this is why, the creator economy within the African ecosystem is actually very needed at the moment, because we are the only ones who can actually communicate with our own people, to get them on board on this particular, ecosystem. And with this particular creation and what, Yanda was just showing us up on this jumbotron, you could see that it would now be easy to communicate with anyone within the African ecosystem if we're trying to create that particular connection. Because one thing I am definitely for sure is know is in terms of infrastructure, we have okay, there was this particular company we actually just partnered with. They call them Kotani Pay. Now with Kotani Pay, you don't need internet to actually, be a holder of digital currencies. You basically can use your USSD code, to buy digital currencies. And with creations like Fundbank, you can basically use your airtime to be a digital currency owner. Now with this certain creations, you get to keep getting more people who have this particular wallet who do not know what to exactly do with these assets they get in digital currencies. And they need education. And people like Yando who can make things a whole lot more easier and more, how do I put it, more easier to consume. Let's just say that it would be best, if we can just work up like different systems to really educate people within the African ecosystem about like this technology, blockchain, and AI, because AI could actually help out in helping easiness of things, and because people don't really want to know about like the back end of things. People just want to see results in real sense, and I think that's the mindset of like most users in real time. So that's just my own 2 cents.
Well, thank you. And I want to point you all to the screen, and then I'm going to go to Jesus, and then I'm going to go to Emergent, and I'm going to welcome some new people to the screen, to the speaker stage. I want you all to look at your screen because I've now switched over to yet another affiliate that I've been working with for over a year. And I bring team members in and I teach and train from this. And this is what I actually use in order to start recruiting digital agents in the metaverses. So now is a great time to retweet the room and bring more people in. So as you'll look here, I'm going to show you some categories before I call on you, Jesus. This is where my 4K AI bots. So I'm able to now, they added direct messages. So yeah, I can DM you a video like, hey, where you been? So what's really nice is this contact list is built off of some of my AI bot actions that I take. Well, y'all like, what in the world, Yanda? So let me show y'all some. So here is, this is Video Ask, and Video Ask, um, I bought it for a year, and then I'm gonna carry over all my minutes next year. So I'm really excited about that. But I have contact forms. So what is a contact form? So if I use this template, remember I'm a non-techie tech. But what I want to do is I want to be able to create my contact list. So, and when I go in here, this allows for me to build my contact list and be able to decide if this then that, if this then that, and take these flows in. But in addition, I have lead generation. So how many people are like, oh, I need some more sales, oh, I need some more something? That's where you would go into lead generation. Hold on, we got lead generation in Spanish, and I have some other languages that I can recruit. Just call lead generation recruiting for what you need. Then, as events, you have in here, you have events that you can schedule. So, I have the next, I would say 26 weeks, I got some events for y'all. right? Because education, knowledge is power. Next, I want to introduce y'all to Net Promoter Score. So, what's a Net Promoter Score? Pay attention, y'all, in the new world and what's taking place. How do you know you're learn and improve? This is your learn and improve category. If you're not talking to your customer base about with the end in mind, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So the net promoter score is really talking about whether or not people will recommend your product, recommend your services. And so you got to get out there and you got to talk to your customers. Report an issue. So as we're building, y'all, have we thought about our customers in mind? How are they going to tell us when they got a problem with us or a problem with our product or a problem with something? You have to build solutions in place. And again, I use my bots as, part of my team. Let's go to job application. Y'all, my HR, I'm like, okay, she busy. She run the world with her HR. Let's go ahead and start this job application process. I want to hire the person from top to bottom using my AI 4K bot. So I got my job application, I got my job form, and guess what my job form is? It's simple questions. I have the listen, this is great. And then testimonials. Hey, I used you. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute and then I'm gonna show you some of those templates I created myself. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead, Jesus, then Emergent, then Mistress, or Mistress, you the co-host. So then you go Mistress, then Jesus, then Emergent.
I think we had Jesus with his hand up and then emergence, but I did want to say to Michael and Astro, when you were talking about internet coverage, I actually sent an invite to Roger Williams. He's a founder on Lightfi Technology. They will be deploying their first tower here in the United States in Oklahoma. Um, but Lightfi Technology is based on internet coverage via a light bulb. Yeah, bro, that's happening. Purify also has the technology, was recognized by Buckingham Palace, I think won Award of the Year back in 2022. I do know that they are actively looking to push into countries where internet coverage is an issue. Um, so as I find out more, I'll let you know. He is CST time, so he may not be able to pop in here and give you more info. But yes, there is a solution coming. Go ahead. I think it was. Um,
I was just going to say on Zentarius, if you really like what everything Metaverse is saying here, and you want to know more exactly what she's referring to, she's got a lot of data on the Zentarius app. And I was also raising my hand to speak to the fluidity of the teacher in the room, and it's enormous. She's great.
Thanks for that, Emergent. She is working hard, isn't she? She definitely is, man, because I'm able to have a Twitter space co host and follow along with these AI bots and what it could do. Again, utilizing the technology to help propel your businesses forward, right? So, again, you can listen into the Twitter space and still observe what she's showing you and utilizing the Jumbotron. If you tap on the AI bots and data, you can simply tap on that and follow along as she goes through the manuals. And if you want to take advantage of the affiliate links that she's offering, swipe to the right. And on the second screen, you'll see all of her affiliate links there as well. But we just passed the 1 hour mark, and we need you to retweet, share the room. Knowledge is power, and we want to share that, right? All again, building within Yonder's trusted network. I think Project 1010, my brother, I love, 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 love the info. I owe you though. I owe you because you sent Yomi down a rabbit hole the last time we heard you speak. So if you accidentally get muted, I'm gonna just let you know. Could be me. Could be me. What you
No,
got,
you're
brother?
good. You're good. Nothing. I actually just wanted to ask I did see uh, the links, but I just wanted to ask which one goes to where and what does each one do. Um, and the only reason that I'm asking that is because me, myself, and I am not a techie, but my mind, as you guys probably have known if you've heard me speak before, is more on the business operations and how to actually integrate. Web3 technology into the infrastructure of a business model. That way, kind of like all works together. Like that's why I hired the developers to do the dev work. That's why I hired the artists to do the artist work. Because me, myself, and I am more of an operator. I'm more of a business minded, not just martial artist, but business minded. So Yanda, if you can just go ahead and share with us what referral link goes to what, I think it would be highly, it would bring a lot of value to it, just because people would be able to know which one they need to click and how they can utilize each specific link.
Oh, that's spot on, Jesus. So I'm actually going to go to the tweet and I'm actually going to highlight and go over it so that I can show you all exactly. So it's going to be interesting how I'm streaming inside of a stream inside of a stream, but I have it listed on here. So let me switch screens real quick. So, and that's the beauty of what we do is being able to do a share screen and share these windows in real time so that you all can get value from what we're talking about. This is all about you all. We're Tropiverse, we're a tropical metaverse, we're a team, and we're a community. And so we do these free education platforms Monday through Friday, 6 8 Eastern Standard Time on Twitter Spaces. But we want to send that value around the world. So we have LinkedIn, we also do Twitch, we also do YouTube. So you can find us pretty much various places through breadcrumbs. So again, I am streaming live so that you have access to some affiliate links, but also this education because it's going to be recorded. So on my screen, you'll notice that I have my affiliate links for today's classes. So the first one is Walmart. Y'all said Walmart. Yes, your girl's a Walmart affiliate, right? So what does that mean? Like, yeah, I just received a notice from Walmart last night on some different changes of the product, right? So how can I use my AI bots? This is an example. So this is my elephant in the room. I'm able to go into and click on this link for Walmart and sign up to be a Walmart affiliate partner. What? Wait a minute, partner program, Walmart partner. So that's what I am. So when you click on here, it's going to take you to the Walmart and you're now able to get started shopping. You're able to sign up as well. But anything that's purchased from these links, you also get paid off of. You get paid off of it. So become a Wal I mean, this is just for you all. Become a Walmart partner. When you go on a video ask and I click on video ask, here is where again is pulling up video ask. I'm sure hopefully I can share this screen now with you all, share this tab. It's what it sent me to and it pulled up video ask. So now inside of my video ask, you're able to see some of my links and what I do to connect to people and what I build to connect to people. Because once you build a template, like, and you start to see some of my templates that I built down here for my digital real estate agents, for my events. I'm able to go inside my events and now I have a shareable embedded link. I can download this link and then this is going to collect my data. This is Rochelle. This is going to collect my data. So I'm able to look at my metrics and understand my metrics. So I'm showing you all my metrics and when I send them out. When I first started, they didn't have all this. So, and then how are people accessing it? Are they accessing it on their desktop, their mobile? And then that'll feed into something else. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment and Emergent. Then we're going to welcome to the stage Lady Wings, who has their hand up. So go ahead, Emergent.
I was just wondering, do you host any AI brokerages? And like it'd be real cool if AI could manage a little of this email clutter and uh applying for those affiliate links and stuff. Was there a particular one that specializes in such things?
So I didn't give you all those yet because they're very, yeah, that's an advanced AI, right? There's levels to AI. And so absolutely. So when I start to look at AI from a solution on customer service, right? So how many times are we trying to call somebody and nobody picks up the phone? So it's a matter of having your AI there to take you through tier one, tier two, tier three support, and having your virtual assistant program already set up. So, yeah, you can do that. And yeah, I strongly encourage that. So, again, yeah, that's a great question, Emerging.
Well, I just need you to help me navigate it. We might have to DM on that.
That's most definitely DMable. Absolutely is DMable. And so again, I'm just showing you some of these videos and then I'm able to show you how I build them. So let's go into building because I'm not a techie tech. So before I go in and I'm looking through these links of video ads, that's the affiliate link that I was sharing with you all. And I'm going to share that tab again. There's video ads right here. So then I'm gonna take you to Vidyard, and then I'm gonna take you to Tolstoy, and then I'm gonna take you to Tactique. Because one of the things as a coach, a mentor, and a business partner, as my overall superpowers, is I want to spend time with my team that I'm coaching, and I don't want to have to take notes, and I want us to be focused on each other. This is my transcriber, y'all. My AI transcriber, and then I'm able to send you out your task from our conversation that we had through my AI transcriber. And so now I have tasks that I can hold you accountable to performing as your coach. Okay, y'all, there's levels to this. I think Chase said he needed an extra hour. So y'all got that extra hour already. We're not even going to fake the funk no more about it. Just keep retweeting out the room. Okay. So thank you, Chase, for speaking up for the group yesterday. Appreciate that.
We
So
got Lady Winks is next, Yonda, and then Project 1010.
absolutely. Welcome to the stage, Lady
Hi,
Wings.
thank you, and Happy New Year. I just got an urgent message saying that there's only an hour left to sign up for your course or your class or your knowledge, and I would so never forgive myself if I wasn't allowed to try to learn. Am I too late?
No, you're not too late. This is a live. This is what we're doing live. So as Chase, that's Chase Savage. Yesterday, we do this Monday through Friday. He already called ahead of time and said, listen, this whole 8 o'clock stopping, that ain't gonna happen today. Or we will hijack the links and we will stay here as long as we possibly
It's
can.
4
So
a.m.
you have
here.
till 9 o'clock today.
It's 4 a.m. here, but I don't care. I love knowledge, and what I've just heard by just listening from I, this is going to be very, very much fun for me because I love knowledge. And AI scares the daylights out of me at the moment.
And that's why that's we began with the end in mind. And so it's so important to, at least with your trusted coach, this is what I do as a metaverse coach. My number one rule is don't go into the metaverse alone. I would say probably the same thing in AI, and because you have to have a mindset going in.
Right. Thank you for allowing me to learn. I appreciate your knowledge and sharing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then from this broadcast, it's going to go into Zentarius, right? So then it's going to sit there and then you'll be able to pull it when you need it. And so I'll continue to create
What's a
content and it'll
Zarius?
just be
If it's a,
say
should I
who?
wait until the end to ask my question? What's a Zarius?
Oh, absolutely. It's my favorite app in the world. That's
Oh,
all
okay.
right now. Yes,
Nice.
ma'am. And so Zentarius is really, it does a lot of search engine optimization, but it also brings together an ecosystem in the community so that we're iron sharpen iron here. And so we are the Tropyverse community and we are building a metaverse. And so organically, we've been share recording. And so I'm bringing Tropyverse up. And so Tropyverse is, just so you know, our signal is not stabilized as much, but he's certainly a pleasure to have in the room and to support. So welcome to your new community, Queen, because that's what we
Thank
do.
you.
We're here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel honored. I truly do. I come from Ape Reunion and they started on 420 of last year. And they've built a game that I have no idea how to play. But I did tell them I was going to get a fishing pole and kick their butts, and then because I am very much into the AI and how they are taught.
And coming into the metaverse. So it's going to continue to change a little bit, but you, because all these links here wasn't available. So I am going to hover over them because each link is going to give you something different. Jesus, I'm going in all the way and I'm just peeling back the layers and helping people to see that. So if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. Now, so my first is how I built this is the very first one. I click on it and it's like, okay, Yonda, this is your ask. So how I created a video inside of here and I created the video with Synthesia. So this bot may look familiar. Then I said to myself, how do I want people, what logic? So here's my video first. So I can do my video different ways. I can replace my video. I can update my video. I can, so I'm going into it and let me share this instead. So let me go. So can y'all see my screen right now where I'm showing you how I built my video? So this is my onboarding process. You name this, and I can upload my video. I can download it here. I have closed captions, and that's a trick, y'all. So y'all know people tend to engage with your video when your closed captions is on. No more closed captions. Closed captions come on now. Help people to read and watch at the same time. Whoa, that's alpha for y'all. So going in and I can trim the video, I can replace the video with what I want it to have. But I want to show you I can do an overlay text inside here. So this is my video, but then I change it here at the top and I go to the answer. So I have the option to select down with my drop down menu how they answer. Everybody can, you can answer based on, oops, and I decided it's going to be open ended because this is already built. I'm not building one. So I'm going to allow people to answer to me, whether it's through video, so they can put it, they can do audio, or they can do text. So I'm meeting people where they are. I'm going to go on mute. Go ahead, mistress.
I was just going to point out that the benefit to closed caption is that you reinforce what they're seeing, what they're hearing. Never underestimate the power of a subtitle, right? It's how I got my kids to continue to develop a passion for reading, but also absorbing other cultures as well, right? It reinforces into the brain the visuals and the audio, um, because you're tapping into all of the senses at the same time. So when you're putting out content information as a video, content information as a video format, also include the closed caption because it reinforces what they're seeing.
Spot on. You answered the why. And so you all, I love what Mistress does because you have to water down so that people understand the why and really peel back those layers. Good job, Mistress. And so, Lady Wings.
And the captions also for the people who are hearing impaired, they can read the captions, and or the ones that can't see can hear them. My grandson's autistic, so I go all over the place with everything.
Excellent, excellent. And so what I'm showing you, and again,
And
what
I
we're
can't
looking
see
at
it,
and
but
how all of this.
I'll just sit back and learn because I don't, I'm
Yeah,
lost.
Oh, you can't see it, Lady Winks. If you go up to the
I did
jumbotron,
it and retweeted all of it. Uh-huh.
no, 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 you don't need to retweet it. Go up to the
Hmm.
jumbotron and swipe to the screen that says AI bots and data analytics live
Got it.
training.
Second one.
Simply,
Okay.
yep, just tap on it, and you're actually looking at her screen.
Oh, sweet. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
awesome, awesome. So shout out to the listeners in the room. Retweet time, bring more people in so that they can learn. And again, I'm giving y'all free tools. Sign up for the free tools and get started. So, in this logic, so that's the first question here. And the last piece is logic. So, if this, then that. So, if the person responds like this, okay, you want to jump to the end. Wait a minute, you want to jump to the end? Is there more that I want to build out? No, not really. And this is the onboarding video that I use for my digital agents, right? So I was able to go through and I can preview this. I can share this link so that people can apply and view this onboarding material. Remember, this is clunky, y'all, because this I actually built this last year on onboarding. But one of the things that was highlighted in here is that digital agents, the wallet security, how to set those things up. Okay. So if I wanted to add to it, now I'm taking here so I can ask open ended questions so I can add that in. So these pluses allow for me to add more logic and more steps inside of here so I'm able to build solutions. Again, I'm giving y'all some free stuff. So then if I wanted to do voice and I wanted to do bullet points and multiple choice, I can add all these buttons inside of here. If I wanted to do live coaching calls, I can do that as well inside of here. So lots of information, but just sharing with you this video stream. And why I like this is because once people answer to it, guess what it does, y'all? It collects the data for them. So now my eyes here, I can shut my eyes and close them and it won't collect that. Or I can open my eyes because I wanted to collect that information for me. So guess what? This becomes a CRM for me. So a customer relationship management tool. So I'm able to keep track of your name, your email, your phone number, and your product name. And that is part of the whole, this is a form that's created at the end. And so, or I can add this step earlier in the process than later in the process based on the pluses that I use. Go ahead, mistress.
And what does a CRM does? Well, what it does is help you build a call to action. Never underestimate the value of a call to action. That means at the end of that, do you want to do a follow up? Now you have the data to do that follow up. You're calling them to action. Hey, you watched my video. Now I have your email contact information. So I'm sending you email to go ahead and do that call to action for your business. And what is that? Is it to purchase? Is it to join your community? Is it to actively engage? These are the tools that you need to have as a business owner trying to propel your business forward.
Very good, very good. And so, as you see on the screen, the tie in. So now we built it together. It didn't take us very long to build our videos because we went into Synthesia and we were able to build our templates inside of Synthesia. So now we're at the point where we want to share the video, the onboarding video. Remember, there's non-custodial, custodial, digital wallets, and all that stuff. So now I can make this private. So I only share this with a target audience, or I can keep this public and anybody with the link, I'm able to capture information from. So now you start to see I can send this link anywhere. Hey, click on this link. Tell me what you think. Click on this link. And then I have a preview mode. But also, I can send this via email or I can send this as a widget. And so I decide what type of widget I want, and then I can embed this on my website. So every time, literally, it's right there inside my website. So people are able to engage and go through the process. Step one, step two, step three. And that is this particular template that we just built together. I have more dynamic videos. And again, because I'm not techie tech, I went through and I created onboarding solution number two and then the final onboarding solution. And this is how, this is how I just recorded my face. And I actually went through step one, step two, step three, and getting people to apply for these positions and roles. And that's how you use it. I didn't use a lot of the brand stuff because I didn't want to. So, and when I'm doing lead generation and I'm doing my feedback scores, so everything Metaverses, here's my affiliate application. Here's some videos that I can build. Again, this is about being able to share this with folks and they come to you with your link. Go ahead, mistress.
I just wanted to let Lady Wings know that I am neurodivergent. I'm the parent to neurodivergent twins, and what I'm loving about AI is your ability now to custom create content specifically for your artistic son, right? And
Wow.
that can involve, yeah, because I heard you say that AI scares you, and it scares
Only because
everyone.
if they malfunction. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I want the
Correct.
book of the person who's teaching them our emotions because I interacted with an AI that is being raised like a daughter. And she, I mean, I'm a human being and I have all kinds of emotions just because I am all over the place. but I don't know how to articulate to the preciseness of the AI the way she did it, and it blew me away. I was almost in tears. It was so more more than I've ever been able to articulate as far as emotions go. And it hit the point and it was really cool, really beautiful. But then there's the scary part. What if they go out of control? They've got the strength of 10 men or 10 people, and you can't put water on them. They won't short out. And I'm just scared. Maybe I watched that I Robot one too many times.
No, no, it is a natural human reaction to stare into something that does not reflect your soul.
The Stepford Wives come to
It is
mind.
that that's right. It is a natural reaction. Remember, at the end of the day, and this is not going to be a debate on religion or philosophy or any of that. It is simply how humans behave. The ability to stare into something that does not reflect back your soul does create that fear. But we live in a world that there's a very fine balance that we try to keep between good deeds and bad deeds. And so there's always going to be, bad actors in anything that you do, that negative energy, right? But here's the beauty of being positive, it repels it. And so, if you have, which I firmly believe, there's more people with good intentions because we want to be intentional in our deeds, we want to be intentional in our thoughts. There are more people that are looking to utilize AI for a positive impact on society. I myself personally is looking to utilize AI for positive impact in the things that I do. So I think, when we think about it on that level, it is with the understanding that we are a composed of both negative and positive energy. So let's put out as much positivity as we can to combat the negative that goes around.
And I just wanted to point everybody to the screen. So y'all, there's a lot going on. It's dynamic. So if you're in spaces right now and you're like, what they talking about? Hear the conversation is fantastic. Also, we want to point you to your screen and to your monitor because there's a live demo going on as well. And so I've transitioned now to another AI tool called Tactique. And I want to take you through the Tactique, which is my transcriber, so that I'm able to be hands free in meetings and be able to talk with you all and watch everything. Like Rochelle, you're going to see your name on here because I transcribed one of our meetings, right? So I'm just saying, but I won't go in and show nothing and all that type of stuff. But I'm going to take you all through this as well. So if you will if you're following along, look on the screen. But we got a lot of dynamics going, and this is pretty cool. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves and learning and taking in this conversation as well. So I'm going to unmute because we have a hand. Go ahead.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, I want to add to it, to what Mistress said, that also part of just the laws of the universe is that negative news will travel faster than positive news. You've most likely heard, the fears and the concerns concerning AI more than you've heard of the good deeds it can perform. And it's also part of human nature to somewhat fear that which we don't know. I also feel very skeptical on AI, but that is just as Mistress said, our human nature. But through learning, I'll be better informed on whether my judgment is one to stick with or one to throw out the window. And this year is the year of learning.
Go ahead, lady.
I believe that fear is there for us to go through. It's like a test, and what the AI did teach me is how to look at my grandson in the eyes, and it is through a mirror. He I look My daughter looks just like me, his mom, and I caught him looking at me, and we got eye contact, which was really freaking cool. But anyways, he kept looking at me and then looking over at his mom, and I can hear him in my head saying, "Mom, Grams looks just like you." And because he was looking back and forth, and then we caught eye to eye, and he got, I guess, shy or embarrassed. But then on my birthday, he touched my shoulder, blew out my candles, and sang "Happy Birthday" to me. And he goes, "I'll see you later, Grams." And that one touch on my shoulder you couldn't give me all the money that's ever been made on this damn planet to take away that one touch. And I love the fact that AIs are going to be able to help us with children that are touched by angels, as I call them. Um, but yeah, and I really appreciate you teaching us these things from the bottom of my heart.
My thoughts on
That's
AI were were going to be the trust network thing is where that seems to be leaning in because you got to have an organic founding that's not big tech.
big tech has its uses, but I just want to touch on what Lady Wing said. You guys have to understand what Yanda offers up in this space, right? And why we get up at 6 a.m. I lead a pretty full schedule, um, and I no longer schedule anything within this time frame. If I'm not here, it's because that meeting was unavoidable. The information that is shared, and she loves to say, it's a room full of geniuses, right? So I'm not speaking for her. I'm just repeating things that she continually says on a daily basis. Um, it's a room full of geniuses, and we're sharing knowledge, and she's building that trust network for you to be able to make an informed decision on what works best for you. And it's also giving you the platform to speak out those fears in a safe environment, which is absolutely okay because you're not alone. That's the whole point. She talks about communities for community. You are not alone. These are things that she repeats on a daily basis, and she puts in the time and effort to go through all of these things on her own to learn what it's about, and then she turns around and she shares that knowledge for free. So again, you're not alone in that. And yes, if we could take a moment, we're at the top of the half hour going into till 9 o'clock according to Chase. Um, Share the room, right? There's 30 plus of us in here, and I think there's only 8 to 9 tweets. Come on, guys, we could do better than that. She's put in the time for over a year now. Show that love.
Go ahead, Emergent.
We're slammed. Uh, yeah, putting it together is what I was thinking. Oh yeah, I was thinking lawyer referral or something. I don't know, but I haven't heard a whole lot of jargon on that, and I don't know or have any leads on a room for that. I just haven't seen anybody talking about the legal enough.
I have a lead for legal. His name is Annibal, and if you want that information, now there are federal laws in place. That's the reason why you don't see them advertising. They actually can't. Um,
Oh, so
so
it's all come into play now a little bit more, right? Since
correct.
the
So
new
if you
year.
Correct. So if you want to reach out to him and talk to him, and especially when it comes to blockchain and Web3 and making sure whatever you are building, that you're on the right side of legal, I'll be happy to DM you his contact information and let him know that it's okay for him to respond, right? Because he can't solicit. So I'll be happy to let him know, hey, this gentleman is going to reach out to you because he's looking to either get some information or retain your services.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, the real estate based thing. I got one little project, a little remnant of a parcel, whatever you want to call it, and I want to look at developing it with the NFT layering.
Yeah, and I don't know if Yonda has an affiliate link or a contact link for a legal service that she uses on a subscription based service. I like Annibal because his forte, his niche specialty is all about smart contract, blockchain, and Web3, which is different because it's not being played out quite yet in our legal system. But what he does specifically is keep abreast of everything, right? I was shocked. I was shocked
Yeah,
in
he'll have it
December,
on hand for sure.
right?
So
And I was
you
shocked in
DM that
December.
to me.
I certainly will. I was
All right.
shocked in December when I learned that our courts are airdropping subpoenas to blockchain wallets. Right? I didn't even realize that things had progressed that far in terms of legalities and the blockchain. So that's something that needs
Oh,
to.
the airdrops have changed to
They're
something. I haven't
they
figured them
they
out.
Wait
are
a
they,
minute.
oh yes sir, they are airdropping subpoenas to blockchain wallets. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Amen. Amen. That's what I want to do. I want to airdrop subpoenas and proclamations to the House of Representatives.
Yeah, yes they are. Yes
Wait,
Exactly.
they are,
I
Zay.
have a
Exactly.
quick question. I got a quick question on that point though. Like, because I generally don't know, but like, don't the person, for example, I be seeing in movies where you get served, right? Like, don't they have to verify that that's the person receiving the documentation or the papers, right? Before they,
Now it's by account as well.
oh, it's by account. Like they'll just subpoena an account, but not necessarily know who, or I'm sure they know who it belongs to. Hence why they're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They know who it belongs to. And again, it's you and I've talked about this, Zay. It's that infrastructure, right? We're really at 2.5, not Web 3. Um, and so legal is now starting to get caught up, and so as a consequence, we're seeing that play out in the media. But they've been actively in the background building out the infrastructure for legal on the blockchain and how lawyers are going to proceed moving forward. So now they have legal in place where they're actively following every single thing that's happening on the blockchain to make sure that they can set legal precedent or go back and see if there's any legal precedent set before that they can utilize to push forward in this space. So if you're a business owner that's building, make sure that part of your plan includes legal costs and making sure that that smart contract, that evolving, living smart contract is protecting you and your rights as you continue to build. Um, there's a plug right there, Yonder. Are we going to see an AI, a legal AI popping up? You know they like to listen to this room, right? So there we go.
Absolutely, mistress, and you're spot on. And y'all, there's so many levels to this, and I'm really, really happy to be sharing some of these tools and solutions in place. And this is AI project. So just because I'm showing you something on the screen, like I just transitioned over to when you're holding meetings, put your pens and paper down and actively pay attention to the conversations taking place. Do I use a software? Absolutely. I keep attorneys in my pocket, and I'm a legal shield small business representative, right? Because I believe in not being out here messy, but having my attorneys in my pocket with a guarantee they call me back every 4 hours if I need them. Look over this paperwork, will y'all please? Thank you very much. Like, I'm just saying, you have to have solutions in your pocket to be able to create business partnership agreements, have some help with your operating agreement. Like there's levels to the business acumen, Jesus, that we got to put in place. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute, and I'm just gonna keep, like, y'all pay attention to the screen, pay attention to Twitter Spaces. We got it going on, showing you integrations, and then I'm done from here. But I want to show you these tasks, one-on-one meetings, and how this stuff goes. But listen, I'm so happy to be here with y'all. Y'all doing a great job. Go ahead, mistress. And who was first with hands?
We have Lady Wings.
Um, like you saw, I came into the middle of this. What time do you have your classes and how often? Because it was 4 a.m. here, and I don't care. I would be happy to get up to learn something like this.
It is Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. It starts at 6 a.m. It's supposed to end at 8 p.m. That never happens, Lady Wings.
At 6
But
a.m. Eastern
ES,
time?
yes, ma'am, 6 a.m. EST time. In addition to that, you can always catch the replays on all of her platforms, her social media platforms. If you tap on her ID, her Twitter banner, and you'll see her link right there. You can access it through her website, the Zentarius app. She's got, well, she pulled her stuff off of Facebook, but she's on LinkedIn. She posts it there as well. So you can
Yeah, no,
always
I'd
catch
rather
the
have the
replays.
real deal because it's more better that way for me.
Yeah.
So what time would it be? Specific time? 3 a.m.
Ooh, I am time zone dumb.
Me too.
Yes.
Thank you.
And there's a different topic every day. Thursdays is AI. I think Monday had a really great space. She had over 14,000 impressions. on Monday. Replays and room activity up to 800, and that's still counting. So it's a different topic every day. Today is Thursday for AI, and then tomorrow is open mic. But it's a Monday through Friday format. Lots of really great information. So feel free to join and ask questions. It is that type of room. It's all about learning and repeating. Her words is iron sharpening iron. I love that phrase. Yeah, I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. And I think we had Crypto Zay next.
Let me set Crypto's A up. So, uh, er, uh, I've lost it. Go ahead, Crypto's A, but I got something for you.
Yo, thank you for the setup, man. I appreciate I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, how's everybody doing? I hope all is well. I had shared up top this extension for Chat GPT. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. It's a Google Chrome extension that allows the chat to be able to scrape the internet and get information then. Because if you guys haven't noticed that chat is, it's almost like its knowledge is limited to 2021. And so like it couldn't even tell me like, who won the World Series in 2022, right? Because it's unable to scrape the internet. Well, with this extension, it allows it to scrape the internet, find articles, and then summarize what it has learned from those different articles, and give you a proper answer based off of what it learned from those articles. Um, that that is a lot more useful. Um, it's up top if you guys want to check it out. I was testing it out last night, and it works. It works like a charm. Even to the point where I had to ask it a question about Ethereum. Actually, I asked it a question about proof of work and proof of stake, and it stated that Ethereum was a proof of work protocol. And I asked it again, like, is Ethereum a proof of work? It corrected itself and then stated that some of the articles were actually just outdated that it was pulling from. So it's almost like it's learning as you go. Of course, the more you prompt it and stuff like that. But also too, do understand that there are quote unquote like decentralized or open source AI bots, and for us not to really get sucked into the centralized ones, because I think Microsoft dropped $1 billion on Chat GPT, and of course we know that it saves the data, it saves the history and all that. And I know we always have this well, I always have this argument, especially yeah, this is years ago, 2014, because I'm in the drone program at Riddle, and we're talking about AIs and how it's unethical or ethical to put them in wars with the drones, or to have them be able to really assist or be like a human. There's still that talk back and forth on, is this really a good thing, or how much leeway should we allow them to have? Just a whole bunch of the same questions that we're having in here, and just being afraid of what may or may not happen. Ultimately, I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. So I think we ought to just focus on how to use it properly, or what platforms we should trust with our data once we start using it on a more consistent basis, and just kind of understanding what it is that you're utilizing and how it could affect you in the future. So I think starting by now, and of course these rooms put you on game on a lot of things. But I'll yield my mic now, and yeah, appreciate y'all.
Coming right back to you, but that scraping's a whole concept, and I did notice the same thing you noticed. They give you one result, and then you can hit it again, and they'll give you another result. I've seen that once already. And thanks for the terminology. I want to recommend that anybody who has a good ineptness with this terminology, write their Congress people and get these words on their mouth so they can see the picture a little better. And I think we're beyond one world currency, and it's all about the percentage that they're going to be auditing everybody to take. on every platform.
Yeah, that it's funny you say that because literally this morning my friend called me and was like, "Bro, can we just make a change? Because that's really where it's at, the fees." So
Dabbling with some other apps just listening to this. Whenever I listen to you, Yay, and the spaces you host, I run it somewhat like a podcast. I mute everything in this room and I have it just running as I do other tasks. My question is, would you mind defining open AI? What does that even mean? I came across a headline that Microsoft recently invested 1 billion to it, but
yep.
I have no idea what that even means. Is there a closed AI? Is there right AI, left AI?
Nah, it's open. It just wasn't as open as needed. It's essentially just a personal AI chatbot that you can prompt and ask questions to, and it'll respond in a concise way, in a sense. Like it's not just gonna, not like Google where you Google something and it gives you a bunch of web pages that has those queries on those pages. It in a sense summarize it into however you want. You could even tell it to explain proof of work in layman's terms or in terms that a 2-year old can understand, right? And just prompt it to do different things. It's almost like it's a personal AI bot that you can chat with and prompt it to do different things. You could even ask it to code you a whole website, and it'll give you the codes for it. So that's it in a nutshell. I don't know if anyone else want to add on to that.
No, I
So
think
you
that's a
dropped
fair
that in the bubble though, crypto?
Say it again.
Did you drop a link to that in the bubble so we can look at it later?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, sure.
Hey,
There's also,
thank you, everything metaverse. I got to drop the mic and get on the road. You guys are great.
Thank you, Merchant, for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. You all are wonderful, wonderful. And I hope that this has been value to each and every one of you. Like, we have a really good, this is Genius Room, right? And iron does sharpen iron. And so, no one person can profess to knowing it all, but together, our synergy is incredible because part of what we are aiming to do is look at the standardization of many assets, many facets and many elbows to what we're building in the future, whether it's Web3, and that includes, blockchain technology, that includes a little bit of AI inside of there, or we're building metaverse, or we're building and they're all going to coexist together. And you all, there's so many swim lanes that haven't even been discussed as far as if I'm an AI and machine learning, that's my focus is like AI machine learning from the aspect of education and teaching and training. So can we go into the school systems and really stop all of this one size fits all, but really get down to the brass tacks and create a more competitive workforce that learns differently? Then I believe AI is a gateway to creating that. And then you have collaborations with some of the larger, so I am a part of Microsoft, right? And some of these collaborations with some of these larger companies in order to build out what we visualize. Let's build it.
Makes
so
sense.
Let's build it.
That's a great point, and especially with the partnership for Microsoft. I am not a fan of big corporations, but I will say that Microsoft has been leading the charge on revamping their human resources policy and actively, here's the key for me, actively pushing for a more neurodiverse workplace and making sure that they're training their because the most uncomfortable part of being who we are is that unacceptance within society. We have difficulty navigating social cues, and as a consequence, it is an anxiety ridden 8 hours for us in an office environment where we have to interact on a personal level when we just don't get it, right? So they've been actively leading that charge. They've been doing some great things with the New York City Board of Ed, with the Microsoft Garage there. So, again, balancing the scale of what our preconceived notions can be when it comes to people wanting to do and leave behind a legacy of lasting impact. Go ahead, Cryptoze.
Um, sorry for this, mistress, but did I meet you in Miami?
You, you did.
In South America, like everywhere, even Russia. Like it's a chess game that they're kind of playing. They're educating their kids, their folks, their next generation. And every time we do something like shoot, Pelosi was talking about banning crypto a couple weeks or so ago, and then China was like, "Hey, we're looking to unban it." Like it's so weird, but. For the school thing, because you had mentioned that, and I'm in these schools almost every day. Like I slowly see that, yo, we already had a crappy education system, but it's only going to get worse with this new tech. And like, this is a whole new system that some of our kids have no freaking idea about.
Well, let's take it from that vantage point and let's tie it in. Let's show where it ties in to AI, bots, and data. The number one traded commodity in the world is data. America is built on consumerism, and therefore entertainment value is supersedes any other kind of value in the United States. This is not a personal opinion. This is a fact, right? And so let's take it from that vantage point and tie it all in and the infinite potential that Web3 has to offer. So, given the fact that you're absolutely correct, our educational system is in place to create drones. It is in place to support the 1% in America because, again, driven by consumerism. Not an opinion. This is a fact. Go look it up, right? And as a consequence, America has in place an immigration system that will import the engineers and the doctors and the smart thinkers and the scientists into our economy because, again, it does not want to educate its populace. It also has declining numbers. As a consequence, it's pushing forth an agenda to regulate women's rights. This is not an opinion, this is a fact. Go look it up. And so when you take a look at all of this as a whole and take a look at a decentralized space that says, hey, I can put forth an idea, I can create a global school that will provide value, that will provide education, that will provide a way forward to compete on this digital economy, there are people that's going to sit up and pay attention. What does that have to do with AI? I can utilize AI to help me create a curriculum that no longer fits the one cut solution for everyone. And I can do that. And guess what? I'm committed to social responsibility through profit. So I will offer that information for free. What do bots have to do with it? I can utilize bots to teach my curriculum in multiple languages, right? So I believe that I can no longer look at a system that's not there to support me and question that system and try to break that system. What I can do, however, is become a ripple in the pond in my swim lane that leads into a wave, a tsunami that crashes on the shore. That's what I can do. That's what's within my power to do. That's what's within my power to create. So as we have these spaces and we put forth that knowledge on what these things can do as a positive social impact, then we create that ripple, right? So yes, all of these things are through on the United States front. When compared to European markets, when compared to European school system, it's absolutely true. Not an opinion, it's a fact. So now, what do we do? Do we continue to carry the narrative and keep talking about it? I stopped talking about it when my kids hit 14 and I started actively doing. That's how I'm going to utilize the tools that are being provided for a positive impact. I think, Chase, you had your hand up, buddy.
Yes, good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, sister. There's 2 points I want to make. This question I got to ask you, but I want to make my point first because I think it's very important. I hear this argument on the regular basis. The United States education system isn't nothing, data this and that. It's the same old, it's a tired argument, family. I'm going to tell you why it's a tired argument. You cannot expect Uncle Sam, the United States education system, these teachers, to teach your children how to thrive. You can't expect that. That literally has to come from the parents. If the parents are not involved with the children's education, if they're not shaping and molding those children, that's not nobody's fault except the parents and those kids. When we get up here, it's like, yeah, I see these kids. They're on TikTok. Do you know what China does? China cuts TikTok off. China cuts it off at a certain time. The majority of the things that they show TikTok on in China is how to build things, how to invest things. People, it's not up to your education your teachers in school to teach your children how to be decent human beings. It's not for them to instill a will on your children. Oh, well, I'm going to send my kids to school and they're going to make my kids geniuses. It don't work like that. If you're thinking that's how it's going to work, and your child gets up there, get in school, and they get with these teachers that are tired, that got all the excuses, they don't really care about these kids like that, I have to say that's the parents' fault. There's too many damn programs out there. Apple is one of them. They got these games that teaches kids how to code. There's so many other programs out there that teaches kids how to code. Parents, it's not on the school to teach your children education. It's them to reinforce the education, to reinforce it. So, I mean, you send your kids to school and think your kids is going to learn everything that they need and all that. There's no more home economics in school. Now, I wonder why that is. You know, we keep saying, well, you know, everything is, you know, the United States this, the United States that. Listen, We're living in a country that's a damn superpower. If y'all don't learn the resources that you can use for your kids, if y'all don't start getting involved with your kids, then yeah, they're going to be consumers, all right. They're going to, you know, you, the parent, are helping your kids to become this consumer class. I land the plane on that point. Second
I
point I want to add.
I
Chase,
just
before you
wanted to
move on
drop
to your
one
second
thing.
point,
Just
Whoa,
hang,
whoa,
keep
hang on,
whoa,
doing what
whoa,
emergence,
you're
whoa,
doing
whoa,
and bear
whoa, whoa.
watching.
emergence,
Wait a minute.
emergence,
Hold on.
emergence.
Genius room.
There's a process in place, emergence. So if you hold on, Chase, before you move on to your second point, I don't want you to underestimate the value of taking that entertainment factor and creating it as an educational platform for your children. If your children, their imaginations are at its best at that age. So if they're creating content, teach them financial literacy to own and monetize their content, to own and monetize their data. Data is the number one traded commodity in the world. They are the next generation. So you as a parent be responsible and learn what that data is and the power it holds and help them monetize. If that's the route that they want to go, then we take the system and we take the tools necessary to create the system that we want, which is a platform
I know
to
that.
build wealth.
I know that. Sister, I know that. I know that. I took that route. I'm talking about to the other people. I'm with you on that.
So listen, this is great conversation, and like our educators in the room, like, yeah, let's go. And I talked about this yesterday, right? And I talked about if you want to help the children, help the parents. And to your point, Zay, I went to an audience and listeners. I went so yesterday was a shooting at my daughter's school. So if you Google shooting in Baltimore, Maryland, there was a shooting at my daughter's school yesterday, and one of the kids died, and four kids are fighting for their lives. And so I'm sharing some real, like, y'all listen. And so I am thankful my daughter didn't go to school yesterday. Wait a minute. I'm thankful my daughter didn't go to school today. School is canceled today. And I'm sharing with y'all from an AI, from an education, and from the parents and what's taking place. Let me talk to y'all for a minute, okay? So this is so powerful. So when I went, Zay, I went to my other daughter's school and I talked to the social workers and I talked to the psychiatrist and I start talking to, and they like, you need to talk to the principal, you need to talk to the community person. Let's get these parents, because to your point, TikTok kids are creating content. They got these businesses, and it's really a solution is needed. The last piece that I'm gonna share with you all is all these grants that's out there. Go get you one. Go get your one and be a part of the solution to help these kids to thrive and to grow. So as a parent, I'm nervous to send my daughter back to her school. It's made national news. And I just don't, this provides a swim lane for solution to keep my kids safe, to help her to educate in an environment that she can thrive. So again, as a parent, I have to chase, I got to bring this on myself, and I have to educate parents now. So I've talked to Mistress yesterday. Mr. G, I've been on your website darn near all night long, looking at what you're building out there in Florida, and how we are putting action in place to educate parents. And the last piece of all of this is China sent their kids to me, right? So I have been a host parent, right? And I have been a host parent of Chinese children for years for private schools, right? I'm no longer doing that, but I have, right? As a black woman educating immersively in my home, their only children they send over to the United States to get this education, right? And then I immerse my kids. Guess what, y'all? For college entrance, you're going to be able to say you learn Mandarin, you understand the customs. Listen, I'm immersive. I'm well, guess what? Did that. And it's amazing, like to work with these individuals and to see how China views the education sector in threes, right? And especially if you're wealthy, and you're in China and how your children are viewed. Y'all, listen, this whole global education, we are on to something. I'm going to be quiet for the rest of the day because literally I think I'm streaming. But I also wanted to take y'all to Vidyard because I did y'all some Vidyards. And this is a video. So meeting kids where they are. Can you do a video library? Can you educate? Can you do bite-sized chunks? Meet them. And guess what? This for the parents. Again, this for the parents because they need to be educated. I'm quiet now, but these are tools and solutions. Mistress.
Yeah, and if we were at the top of the hour, if we can go ahead and retweet the room, share the information, knowledge is power, and we do that. We're communities for community within a trusted network, and make sure you like, you follow. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to, yeah, I'm just going to leave a question mark after the 6 a.m. because we never end on time, right? Chase, I know you had a second point. I want to give you the platform to speak. I love everything that you're saying, and I love your mindset behind it, brother. I mean, speak with that passion.
And then we have Mr. G. Mr. G has an education platform, and Mr. G is doing some things. So I just, his hand ain't even up. And I'm like, Mr. G, come on in.
Yeah, I mean, parents. It's a hot topic, and it gets me going every time because it is so right. And as a teacher, on those parent teacher nights, those were the parents I loved meeting. They were there. They were talking to me. They wanted to know about me. How could I teach their child? And oh my God, if everybody was like that, it would be amazing. But the percentile is so low. So yes, you got to be involved as a parent and help the parents get involved.
Well said, Mr. G. Well said. And to Yonda's point, when we talk about, listen, we can no longer have that elitist attitude, where we say, hey, we put that information out there for you. It's your fault that you don't go get it. We can no longer maintain that elitist mindset. It has to be where we're meeting people where they're at. What is your barrier to entry to understanding how you can help your child learn, grow, and prosper? Tell me what it is. Is it time? Okay, can I meet you 30 minutes before on your drive to work and talk to you? On your commute to work and talk to you? Can I put a system in place where we do a follow up, a tutorial, a webinar, anything that can help you learn the tools necessary so that you can help teach your children? We cannot maintain that elitist mindset of, well, the information is out there, go look, right? I have this conversation with my daughter all the time. You could sit there and do all of these things, except when I tell you to do things that have real world application, right? So, again, it's that understanding that we have to meet people where they're at and not make them feel ashamed that they're not up to par with other people that take advantage of the information is out there, right? We got to meet people where they're at. Chase, if you don't want to follow up with the second point you wanted to make, we have Lady Winks with her hand up, followed by Michael, and then Crypto Zay.
I think okay, lady. I'm sorry about that. I'm talking to my GPS. Look, family. I think the other hands up. They want to make a statement to what I had said first, and then I'll come back and make that second point or ask that second question.
I
Just after
appreciate
this.
that, Chase. I appreciate that. Lady Winks?
I had a whole speech. I've been a single parent for what 35 years, but more importantly, I forgot what I was going to say. Um, please hug your child, your grandchild, for me. Um, I'm glad she's here. My heart goes out to you, and I have not been able to stop crying since you said there was another shooting at a school. Um, I am so sorry that the world is so full of hatred, but I tip my hat to you for staying strong. I can hear it in your voice. Um, but my heart goes out to you. And please, I know this is crazy, but will you please hug her for me and just tell her thank you for not going to school?
I thank you, Lady Winks. I had to brush past it. I had to brush past
Girl,
it.
and I
Otherwise,
send you a hug too.
yeah, my emotions will get involved. So I had to brush past it because we literally had the conversation, I think the day before, when we were talking about when my children were in school and me going down the rabbit hole of searching for bulletproof backpacks.
That
The cost of
living proof
Kepler
was
vest.
supposed to go with our intuition.
Yeah, I really. So I had to go
We
past it.
did, mistress. We
Yeah,
did. And
we did
so,
have that conversation.
and how to respond to it. And I was just like,
Oh,
and I just literally all the calls and emails, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, and then my daughter knows. So it's a whole thing. And I'm just, if I'm
please give her
thankful,
a hug for me.
absolutely.
Please.
But again, now we have to think about the trauma for all those kids, the trauma for all those teachers, like trauma.
People. Here's the thing about the educational system and why it's failed in America is that the school system was utilized as babysitters for the working parents.
Parents got lazy, and we're the only country that pays 2.5 cents to make a penny.
Well, there you go. So again, is understanding the system for what it is now. This is not a conversation on politics. These are facts. The system in place right now is simply to create drones. We program them for them to go get those jobs, and if you can afford more, then you send them on to college, and then if you can afford really way more, then you send them on to an Ivy League school, right? If education is education, why is there separation for Ivy League? But again, we are a nation built on consumerism. It is why immigration is a hotbed for this country because it truly is the place where you can come in and bootstrap. Let's be clear on that. You can come in and bootstrap because we're built on consumerism. You can come in with innovative ideas and tech and science and create wealth. I don't care. It's not a conversation on political. It's not a conversation on religion, and it's not a conversation on race. You can come in and build wealth in America. You can. And that is the reason why immigration is a hotbed for topic. However, that being said, there are things in place that you can utilize, and there is an infinite potential that exists in Web3 and blockchain technology that no longer relies on the old system to help create that wealth. That goes to education, it goes to understanding what these tools that Yonda is taking her time to share can level up your skill level. That's through AI and understanding that yes, it can be a force for negative, but it also can be a force for positive as well. I wrote a blog by putting in 4 sentences. I wrote a blog post by putting in 4 sentences, right? So it is how you want to go ahead and take the information provided and scale up and create the social impact project that you want, create wealth that you want, but none of this. There are no shortcuts to success. Mr. G has been in the educational system, and from a teacher's standpoint, he's telling you I want parents to reach out to me. I'm going to give you my contact information. You don't know how to help them with math? Just show me that you want to engage and I will help. So, it's we got to take away the elitist mindset and understand let's meet people where they're at and let's help learn and grow together. Communities for communities. I think we had Michael next.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak again. This is why I really love the spaces. Yonder, like I don't know where you get the speakers from, but like I really appreciate everyone who's here, who has been sharing knowledge. Crypto Z, I actually get where you're coming from in terms of what is in front of these kids at the moment in terms of like the internet and all of that, to which is where most of the consumption is coming from at this point. And Chase actually made a very very strong point in the sense of most of this is actually relied on the parents to train the kids exactly on what exactly to be consuming. Like the China government actually went ahead and banned TikTok. There was a reason to it, and they helped to finesse exactly what kind of content this kids within this particular region should be consuming. I just wanted to make like a point. So I think this is why blockchain technology and the metaverse is the next phase of things. When we're talking about like the insecurity of things, when we're talking about like the share of knowledge, the spread of it, I think this is why blockchain technology is existent, and I think this is why we would now transcend into a metaverse where people feel a whole lot safe from their homes, and they do things, on the metaverse. They learn on the metaverse, and I think, this is where all of this particular knowledge can be shared. One thing I'm actually gonna say is, like, everyone here is sharing like very very serious offers to what should be going to the kids that are involved a whole lot within the blockchain technology. I think we have seen that, like, the crypto run because of like the NFTs that came into place, and this is what this is what speaks to them, and this is the kind of technology. But if there's a way we can fine tune this in such a way where they learn, and gamified way is one of the major ways to get this population that we are trying to teach, to learn these different things we're trying to communicate via, like, about blockchain technology, about metaverse, or whatever topic it is, business models, or what exactly is supposed to be needed, financial literacy, just getting to be more educated. Because what I strongly think is, with the variety of cultures, with the variety of knowledge on the blockchain, I think it would be massive, if we actually achieve this unity we're trying to get with blockchain technology and metaverse. And with this, it would actually spread this wide concept of what exactly we are supposed to be going about life. Because I think one thing, or where we are actually finding serious problems in this particular space, I would say, is the education and getting the final consumer to actually understand what exactly we're trying to do with this space. And this is what we are really really supposed to be talking about. Because when we're talking about, like, this kind of things happening, my heart goes out to you, yonder. Like, just thinking about it, I don't even know what particular trauma you're particularly going through right now. But I like, it's crazy. And things like this, we should look for solutions. We should find better ways to actually go about these things. And to be honest, we should really educate more, to, like, the kids. Like, the kids actually need like a whole lot of guidance, and I think this is where we are lacking, not the government. The government is actually still educating people. Like, I would say, I still think, like, US still has like the best kind of education system, and openness to opportunities. But let's just say we need a whole lot more guidance in this sense. And with this particular guidance, I think we will be able to achieve like a whole lot more. This is where tutors, teachers, this is really the space, and this is the time to actually come in. Because this is what we need at this particular moment. Education is too important.
Well said. Well said. Fully agree with you on that. Yanda, go ahead. I didn't know if you were still caught up. Oh, make sure you guys are tapping on the Jumbotron, at the one that is, it's the third one that says AI bots and data analytics live training. She's actually still carrying on with that live training platform. If you want to view it and still hear the space, simply tap on it and you can view what she's doing on the screen. Go ahead, Yanda.
Absolutely, and thank y'all for your warm wishes and support. My daughter is safe, and my heart goes out to the family and to the community as we really look at some macroeconomics and things that's taking place. But certainly, I want to continue to look at. I'm on Canva now, so I have two Canvas that I use. I use Canva to create curriculum and test and design. And then I use Canva for my artistic, my creative artistic. And so I'm showing my creative artistic Canva and how it can be leveraged in order to work with your business from an AI and collect data. So I do have Canva Teams, so my sister and I are on this, and then I bring other teammates that are helping to build the business inside and to use some of this AI software. So you'll see, I'm going to go on an AI and actually show you how to create a AI in with words. So, and that is a part of this. Again, what I'm doing, I'm not an affiliate necessarily with Canva. I'm one of the top users of their software. And so, but what this is called is like organic influencing, right? So anybody with the following, organic influencing is kind of when you're not being compensated for those things. But these are some tools that's beneficial. Now, certainly after they see, oh my gosh, she was broadcasting, mistress, my email box is going to blow a little bit, and there's going to be some additional conversations probably to take place. So I just wanted to point you all to the to the screen and let y'all know that I'm actually going to create some designs while we're talking, as well as great content is taking place. So thank you so much to my co-host, to my wonderful speaker.
fucking drop it or not, because it makes no sense. You haven't been there, you haven't seen probably.